Hello everyone, welcome back to Flickr Live and this year's announcement of the winners of Your Best Shot 2025. My name's Alastair Jolly, I'm Global Brand Manager for Flickr, and those of you who have watched these videos before will be very familiar with my face. It is my pleasure every year to get to announce the winners live here on this broadcast. I see literally hundreds of you in the chat already posting comments. That's always so nice. Thank you for doing that, and keep it coming. Keep the chat coming. It's always great to see where you're joining from. I see people from all over Europe, all over the US, Canada, further afield as well. So thank you for posting all those comments that are streaming in as we're doing this live broadcast. So it's Your Best Shot 2025. We're deep into January 26, but it's always that time of year when we get to look back at the best images you took during 2025 and pick some winners. And as I say every year, you know, there can only be a few winners, which is a shame, but you know, the joy really is being part of this group. Just an absolutely incredible group of people again this year. So thank you to everybody who took the time to join the group and post their images. Let's see if I go over here to this screen. You'll see that there were well over 9,000 of you joined the group this year, which is absolutely fantastic, and over 7,500 incredible images for us all to look at, which was such a pleasure. It always is a pleasure to look at all these images. But it's a lot of images, as you can imagine. So it takes the team quite a while to go through all those images. For those of you who are new to watching the live stream of the Flickr Your Best Shot announcement, let me give you a little insight into how we pick the winners, which, as I say, is not easy. We, first of all, have to thank our moderators on the group. That's the starting point, where the people who moderate the group go in and make sure all the images are uploaded correctly, they're in the right categories, they're tagged, all that type of thing. So a huge thank you to the moderators, who also take the time to answer questions in the discussion threads there as well. So thank you so much to the moderators. We then have a judging panel led by myself here internally at Flickr, together with the community team as well. The panel goes through all these images category by category, and we create a short list of images. And then we get together and we fight it out to see whose images are going to be put forward. But it's all done in great spirit, as you can imagine, and it's always a pleasure to look at all these images, get them into the shortlist, and then, you know, put forward your argument for, you know, which image you want to be the one that you want to win in that category. So it will be my pleasure at the end of it to show you these images tonight. So we'll have, you know, 5 winners from the categories tonight and the overall winner. But there are prizes too. So if we go over to this little page here on the group, you can see that each of the category winners will get a metal print of their choice. And a nice big 20 by 30 inch print, big metal glossy print of an image of their choice. Plus they'll get a free year of Flickr Pro for their account. And then the overall winner gets to choose a nice camera kit of their choice. We have something from Sony, from Canon, from Nikon, and from Fujifilm. So depending on what kind of kit you want there's a really nice prize for the overall winner of the competition. Just checking in the chat here, because there's lots and lots of chatter going on there. I really do appreciate it. Thank you everybody who's given themselves a shout out there in the chat. I probably won't have time today to go through and answer your questions, but we will go through the winners. As I mentioned, there is a short list of images we picked in each category. And what we'll do is we'll give a shout out to all those who were picked in that short list and give a kind of honourable mention to those runners up, if you like. We won't do that here on the live stream, just due to time constraints, but we will post the a blog and a email and social about all the honourable mentions and the winners today. Sorry, I'm chuckling because I knew someone would have something to say about the way I say Nikon. So Nikon, Nikon, however you want to say it. It's a camera that you might be able to choose if you're our overall winner today. So, shall we get started? Shall we have a little look at our winning images? As I say, it is my pleasure to be the person who gets to announce these and talk to you about why the image was chosen and what people really liked about that images. So once I show the images for each category, I'll post in the chat a link to that image as well, if I can do all the multitasking, so that you can go have a look at it in clearer detail. So let me just make sure everything in the back end is lined up correctly before I press buttons. All looks like we're ready to go. So the first category I'm going to announce the winner of today is the people and portrait photography category. All the categories were really strong this year. A really nice big selection of images in each category, and it takes a lot of time, but we will start with the people and portrait category. So let me get that lined up there, and we are ready. So it is my pleasure to showcase the winner of the people and portrait photography category is John Purvis, with this picture titled Dramatic Kate, an incredible dance portrait, I'm assuming, of Kate. And we were really struck by, as the title says, dramatic, but this kind of dynamic pose that clearly a professional dancer could only do. Incredibly striking pose of the dancer. We loved the lighting. We loved the treatment of the image when it came to the monochrome treatment of it, and just obviously the leading lines, the dynamic pose, and let me see if I can zoom in on the portrait a little bit here. Yeah, just the actual, just the lighting, the way the lighting's handled on the most important part, the face of the dancer here, is incredible. The fabric that they have chosen for the dancer to dance in here is really, really great. It shows a lot of contrast, so we can see a lot of the detail in the dress, and having the way the lighting is set up, having that contrast fall across this very light material just shows the movement in it really well. So yeah, we really love this image. Let me post a link to it in the chat, and that way you can go have a closer look at it. Hopefully that link works in the chat for you all. Yeah, so John absolutely loved this image. It looks like it was taken in Sadler's Wells Theatre, in a studio near the theatre. Probably someone, I'm making an assumption here, but probably someone practicing for a show that they're going to put on. I actually really like the way the lights sort of spills onto the background wall, so that you can see it's in a dance studio. You can see the bars around the wall, and you know, it's not just a black background on a stage. It just gives that little extra feeling to me of, you know, that this person's practicing in a studio, working on their routine. But yeah, absolutely love this. Everybody really, this one, you know, we had a shortlist one, but this one was really at the top of that shortlist from day one. We really, really liked this shot. So John, congratulations. I'm not sure if John will be with us today, but yeah, congratulations to yourself, John, and I hope everybody appreciates that. You know, this is such a great image, and I hope you enjoy looking at it as much as we did. As I said, we can't all be winners, but in each of the category, when you have, you know, thousands and thousands of images in each category, we all win by getting to share our best shots of the year. We have the joy of looking back through our own work to work out, you know, what image we want to share with the group. And then we get to look at all those wonderful images, and that's the big winning point for me, is just celebrating all the incredible work that was done throughout the 2025. So that was our first category, people and portraits. We're going to move on now to wildlife and nature photography. So let me get the image set up in the back. Maybe you can all give me a thumbs up in the chat if the link worked okay when I posted it the way I did. If you were able to click on that link in the chat, you can let me know. So let's move on to, as I say, wildlife and nature photography. And this is our next winner. And a beautiful, beautiful, sweet, beautiful nature image by Lukasz here. This one called Frolicking Young Bears, and it looks like it was probably shot in Slovenia. And again, this was one image that stood out very quickly to the team, to the judging panel. It was a contender from day one because everybody just really enjoyed looking at this image over and over and over again. It's beautifully composed, with the tree on the right just kind of framing them as these two young bears frolic and practice their play fighting at a young age. There's incredible light. They've managed to capture both the bears in shadow, although it's kind of daylight, but there's no really hot spots on them that are distracting. So we really love this image. But if I zoom in here, what's incredible is just how pin sharp this image is, especially where it needs to be in the eye. So if you can go have a look at it on your own devices, and you'll be able to zoom in and see just how incredibly sharp and beautiful this image is. So Lukasz, we really love this image. Great colors, sort of complementary throughout the whole of the image. No distracting color that didn't work with the natural setting of these bears. And this must have taken quite a bit of effort to get to a point where that these bears are going to end up being in your line of sight to be able to capture them. And we have to hope that mother bear wasn't too aware of your presence and allowed you to do it. But yeah, absolutely incredible. So someone's saying the link to this one doesn't work. Let me try that again. Hopefully that link will take you. Focus saying the link worked. So hopefully you get to have a look at Lukasz's bears here. Absolutely incredible. Well done. A great bunch of shortlisted images in this category as well. So look out for those in the coming day on the blog and on the social channels. And yeah, you can have a look at all the images that we had to look at in the shortlist and try and pick a winner from. So well done. Loved those bear shots. Absolutely loved it. Right, next up is the urban photography category. A category that I particularly love myself. I love architecture and street photography, and so yeah, really enjoyed looking through the urban photography category. A huge category, lots and lots and lots of images for us to go through. It takes weeks for us to judge all these images, but it is a pleasure once we get it down to those final few. So let's now look at the winner of the urban photography category, which is by Axel Freiria. Apologies if I pronounced that wrong, but it's La Ultima Pizza. Quite clearly a pizza parlor in Buenos Aires. And I've said this many times about photography, and you may have heard me saying this on other live shows before. For me, photography is all about an incredible story. An image that makes me understand what's happening, makes me, look at the image for a long time and see not just maybe one story, but multiple stories in it. And this image just has so much going on, all of it really great. And we really enjoyed looking at this image. Clearly, the main theme is the three pizza chefs right there in the middle of the frame, with the incredible light just focusing right on them as they make what looks like really incredible pizza. Definitely made me hungry looking at this one. But I just love how everything just like focuses the attention right in on the three chefs here in the middle of the frame. But then once you've looked at them, there's so much going on. There's this waiter staff right here on the left here, who's got his own story going on right there, balancing all these plates and trying to get through this busy restaurant. There's all the people enjoying it. I love this part on the right hand side here. There was this beautiful light on the products that they're making, the pizzas that they're making right here in the pizza ovens. But then you see the kids waiting for their pizza. There's these two little kids here on either side framing these pizza chefs, and this little boy, just the expression on his face as he's trying to peek over the top of this counter waiting for his pizza. That's the kind of thing that really for me really holds my attention and makes me want to look at an image over and over again. And yeah, we all really love the story that was going on here. So well done, Axel. This is a great image. And we haven't spoke about all the wonderful color and the detail above the chefs and the storage racks above them. I'm really intrigued about the type of big oven that's behind them. So you can tell by the way I'm talking, there's a lot going on in this image, and we really enjoyed it. Sorry, I'm just looking at the chat because I think I just saw Alex. Yeah, there you go. Alex is in the chat and he says, thanks all. Thank you for joining, Axel. Really appreciate you submitting your image, and delighted that you posted such a great picture here for us. We all really enjoyed seeing it, and thank you for being on the live stream. Congratulations. As I say, you can choose an image to get printed as a winner of the category, but maybe this is the image that you will want to pick because it's such a great image. And as you can see from the chat, everybody is really loving it. Axel, people are saying it, oh, wow, it looks like a painting. Love this photo and all the different stories. Yeah, absolutely. Just so much going on there. Absolutely loved it. So congratulations, Axel. Prize coming your way. And the next category is the open category. So only two more to go, flying through it today. Open category is a category that's literally whatever you want to post. If you don't think any of the other categories suit the type of image you want to share in the group and enter the competition, open category is the one that you get to choose. It does therefore unfortunately make it quite a hard job for us to judge the open category, because there's such a variety of stuff in there, from sport to airplanes, automobiles, nature's in there still, landscapes were in there, even though they did their own categories. There was even portraits in there, lots of great stories, and I love the open category, even though it is so hard to judge, but we do love it just because it's such a great variety of stuff in there. So this year's winner for Your Best Shot 2025 in the open category was this wonderful story by James Gehrt, called Farm 2025, in September 2025. And they post there, my dad, 88 years old, still doing the daily charges on his farm. Loved this story. Loved the exposure in this image is phenomenal. Like capturing such a strong backlight and being able to still give us detail in the areas that we need that detail. Absolutely loved it. Loved how intense his dad looks as he's going about his chores on the farm, and just surrounded by this beautiful backlight created by the dust and the straw, and as he's moving about, he's kicking up all this dust. It might even be just steam coming off the cows themselves, but it just creates this beautiful atmosphere. And I love the intense nature of his dad, as I say, as he's making sure his animals are looked after. And having this cow with its head sticking through the railings there to get its food just really helps this kind of triangulation of the image to let you know exactly what's going on. Dad is clearly putting out the feed in the morning for his animals, and you know exactly what type of animal it is, just because they've captured it, just the perfect moment. So James really loved this image. Let me post it in the chat so you can all have a nice close look. Yeah, I see people saying the dust really makes it work well. Yeah, it's all about that backlight, right? This image, it's a great story. You can't take anything away from the story, but having that backlight, and it just makes everything about this image come together. I even love if you look in the top right, you can see through this open window or door of the barn, and what you see is more fields. You see the fence posts of the fields where probably these animals graze when they're not indoors. So it just helps you just set the scene of where these animals are. So yeah, really good, and I'm glad people are appreciate how good this image is in the chat as well, seeing how much they love it. So yeah, James, congratulations. This is a great image. I'm not sure what part of the world it's from, but yeah, really loved looking at this image. So again, congratulations for winning the open category with that shot. All right, we have one category left, which is the Through Her Their Lens category, a category really that we choose every year just to really celebrate the ladies and the non-binary people within our community who really we want them to have a safe place and let them shine in their own category. And we love judging this every year. And again, just a great variety of stuff posted in that category this year. And this one, again, was on our short list. But for me, once I show you, hopefully you'll all appreciate why it always really stayed at the top of that list. Even though there was quite a lot of images that we discussed, shall I say, back and forward. But the winner of Through Her Their Lens category this year is Cornelia's shot called In Full Bloom. And I'm going to describe these flowers as lupins. If that's wrong, forgive me, but it's maybe the best way to describe them. But this group of flowers that are really in full bloom are really beautiful. I love especially the angle that these images are taken at. Let me post it in the chat so you can go have a look at it yourselves. Yeah, we really love this Cornelia because as I say, the angle is kind of unusual, and a lot of people will get really nice and low or really tight on the frame. But you've allowed this frame to breathe a little bit, to be a little bit more open, to show us the context of where these flowers are and what a setting for them. They're right here on the edge of this incredible lake. We've got the intense detail and mass of these flowers, and yet this super simple, soft background of the image that just seems to go on forever. And let me zoom in on this image, because the detail on this image really is incredible. You can see every single little water droplet on the leaf of these lupins, and the intense color of them. It's just exposed so well, really handled great. And then you have this soft, sort of never-ending expanse at the back of them as you look across the lake here. And And what's really nice about the exposure here is the background could very easily have been burnt out. Like, the exposure on this shot really was probably quite tricky. Been very fortunate with this little overcast cloud that's just stopping the sun burning, through the sky there. So we've got detail all the way into the background, as well as this intensely sharp detail in the foreground, without anything really being too distracting in the background, which I really loved. Your focus is kept on these flowers, even though it's such a big wide landscape shot. So very clever, very cleverly done, Cornelia. Really loved that shot. Love to know, and I will look into finding out where this is. The community team will be in touch with all our winners to learn more about the story of each of these shots. And yeah, really loved how this was handled, and congratulations and thank you for entering that category. So that's the 5 category winners. Congratulations to them all. Thank you for all your lovely comments about all those images. Really appreciate and support your love of your support of the images that we've chose. So thank you for that. But we do get to pick an overall winner. And as I say, that overall winner gets to choose from a selection of camera bodies and lenses that we have on offer. Did I post the last link? Yes, I did. So the link to that flower shot is there. Let me just post it again so that you can all find it. So that brings us to our final choice. Who is the overall winner of Your Best Shot 2025? I wish I had a drum roll kind of effect to play here as we build up the tension to show you this image. So I am delighted to say that the overall winner of Your Best Shot 2025 is Axel and his La Ultima Pizza shot. So Axel Freiria, congratulations on winning Your Best Shot 2025. As I mentioned earlier, there's so much to love about this image. So many stories within this one composition. We absolutely fell in love with this, from the story right in the center of those chefs making the pizza and serving the customers, to the stories around them of all those customers, to the detail that's captured and really well exposed. I don't know if I actually mentioned just how well exposed this image is. Very tricky situation, multiple color sources and pretty dim lighting. So yeah, really great shot, Axel. So thank you for entering that, and yeah, congratulations. Axel was in here, actually, wasn't he? Yeah. Oh, there you go. Cannot believe this, he says. There you go. Can I bring that up on screen? Yeah. Oh, congratulations, that one there. Axel says, I still could not believe this. Yeah, congratulations, Axel. We really love this image. And you will be celebrated on all our newsletters and emails and social channels as the winner of Your Best Shot 2025. And hopefully you get a nice big print of that image and celebrate it with yourself and your family on that. I'd love to know how good the pizza is. That is the one thing we don't know about this shot, is how good is the pizza. Maybe you can let us know. Hopefully you got to eat some and not just photograph it. So thank you, everybody. Congratulations to everybody who entered the competition. We thoroughly appreciate you taking the time to enter Your Best Shot 2025. For all the discussions, all the threads that were happened throughout this competition. It was a real treat to read all the discussions as well. We hope that you support Flickr in the future with our up and coming competitions. There's always something happening throughout the year. We have some big news happening at Flickr this year as well, so stay tuned for that. I can't unfortunately reveal anything quite yet, but there will be some exciting news coming from Flickr in the coming months or so. So stay tuned and keep up to date with what's happening here. But most of all, just go out there and love your photography. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you for being part of this incredible community that we call Flickr, celebrating our love for photography. It's the best art form in the world as far as I'm concerned. It brings out the best in people. It brings us all together, and we really enjoy being part of this community and having a platform that we get to share our love of this art form on. So thank you. Hope to see you on our channels relatively soon, but for now, thank you for being part of Your Best Shot 2025. All left for me to say is, no matter where you are in the world, stay safe, look after each other, be kind, and we'll see you on the next live stream. Thank you, everybody. Take care.